right. Hello. I'm excited to be getting back to this. If you're here already, thanks for joining. Maybe we'll have some folks drop by a little later on as well. But yeah, it's been a minute. I've been out of town, and I currently have a shorter than I realized mic cable. So I've tried to juice the gain a little bit, but I'll be relying on anyone watching to tell me how audible I am once we get started in just a moment here. So be shifting around the volume as necessary to adjust for the mic position. So yeah, let me juice that some while we're sitting here before we get into the game. All right. Well, I'm really excited to be getting back to it. It's been a few weeks, but you know, uh, good news about save games is they'll wait on you. So, without further ado, let's go check in on Harry Dubois. All right. Hey, it came up. Right, we left off last time in our new free room. We had shaved, but we still haven't gotten rid of the expression. And it's just part way through the day here. It's just checking out our new digs. So we've got a good little bit still to do on the day here. And we are working our way through. Still a bit quiet. All right, let me make sure I try to fix that. How about now? A little bit better, I hope. I'm into the yellow zone, I think, on the OBS readout. So, yeah, good. So let's see. We're still trying to track down our gun. Not entirely sure where to go there. We want to maybe buy some pants from Kuno, sing karaoke, explore some passageways, searching for the collar, and then looking into the victim's tattoo, who put the clothes in the trash. Some addiction quests here, find booze and drink it. And call Alice back in a day for info on the armor's owner. I think we tried touching base with her this morning, and it wasn't quite ready, so we'll try again before bed, sometime. If we miss the window, we can always try tomorrow morning. Interview the Union Voss, Evoir Claire, who we've been trying to get to, but we've had some problems with trying to circumvent or defeat Measurehead. Unfortunately, we're on the correct side of the canal lock to find Morel, the cryptozoologist. When we get our last little check, our white check on the victim's body, then we can send it for processing. We tried to prove our authority to Titus Hardy, and it didn't go well, so we'll have to try and up our authority stuff before we try that again. We did find our badge, so we can go back when we're finished over here to where Joyce is, and we can show her our badge to get her to tell us what she knows about the lynching, rather than having to make a dirty deal. Getting the boots off of the victim's feet is probably going to be, as it says, devilishly tricky. So, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I do not want to accidentally dismember this corpse. I don't want to do it on purpose either, really. Finding all the armor pieces is going to take a long while, it says. And then another addiction thing of finding smokes and smoking them. Checking in on our map here. We have the... this one might be another dead end. We had this problem last time where things that had been removed because they no longer really applied were still in our list here. But we should be able to try our esprit de corps on Joyce. might have, at the right time of day, the ability to try the physical instrument on the sleeping dockwork. I think the visual calculus is probably actually gone. The map wall, the warded door are gone, but I think that Lillian, the net picker, will be able to try our suggestion on again if we want to. If I'm not mistaken, it was like flirting with her, so I think we might not want to, but we'll check in on it. And that's about the shape of things. We're still kind of exploring on this side of the canal lock in the fishing village. And it's been very lucrative so far. We got permission to sleep in this little hut here. We found some money just kind of laying around in various places. Checking in our inventory here. We've got some variety. We did take off our horrific necktie, losing our one inland empire to get 2 drama. But we've got quite a few things that we can now sort of swap in and out in order to kind of give ourselves little situational boosts. I did think that these jeans were jorts at first. They are not, unfortunately. Can you imagine if we could wear jorts with our insane mesh tank top? Almost doesn't bear thinking about. Let's see. We do have some wine. We got our ledger open, but as you can see here, it is a ledger of failure and hatred now, and affects us quite dramatically. Our pry bar doesn't work for the freezer in the basement of the ruined commercial building. We need a better pry bar to try and get the frozen chest freezer open. What else we got? Some stuff that we could sell, but I'm kind of enjoying collecting knickknacks, honestly. Filament memory thing. We would need to get the password to the radio computer in the ruined commercial building in order to get that working. Yeah, it would be too powerful. We found an antique rifle that doesn't work, but we're carrying that around for a little bit too. We found an empty cassette case, fuel canister, and I want to say that, somewhere we've got our smallest church in Saint-Saëns, that if we get a tape player from, I forget his epithet, but Roy, the shop guy, we'd be able to play that and maybe do some karaoke with it. We got our badge, thank goodness. Bought a book. Yeah. All right. Our thought cabinet. Let's see. We've got some kind of superstar that we can internalize. We just have to free up a cabinet slot first. And my inclination has been to reclaim some authority and visual calculus by clearing out Mazovian socioeconomics. It does give us XP boosts, which, is nice. We are picking left-wing dialogue options here and there. I just don't know how significant it is versus our downgrades. So we'll give ourselves some time to think about that. And in the meantime, let's check in a little bit with Kim here. I don't know that he's going to have too much to say, yes, but can get back on track here. So, I shaved, pointing to our face.
Yes. I don't know what to say. Perhaps...
The lieutenant stares at your shaven face, his eyes narrowed, and he mumbles, "What is it? You can tell me, Kim." Or, I know, stunning, right? Or, "I knew I shouldn't shave. I knew it and still did it. What an idiot." Oh, Lord. Our little dumbass here. What is it? You can tell me, Kim.
I'm not really sure about this turn of events. I think the mutton chops might have been a better idea. They sort of seem to cover up some of the...
He stops.
Either way, good on you. You were saying?
All right, we do have a white check here. We would need to boost our logic in order to open it up to get our answer to why did the 41st send me. So keep that in mind for our checks. Let's see. I don't know that we've talked to these children. I think they're Lillian's, not mistaken. Hey, trash. Love it. I don't believe that we've talked to these folks either, so let's get to talking.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. He can't be more than 5 years old. The other one looks indistinguishable from him. He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth.
Let's see. You must be Lillian's twins.
This one doesn't say anything, kicking the concrete with his worn-out sneaker.
Lily's our mum.
Explains the other one, tongue still lolling out of his mouth. I already said that.
The stone kicker laughs suddenly. His head is too large for his shoulders. The other one laughs as well. The stone kicking isn't even of very high caliber. Anyone can do that.
Okay, physical instrument, thank you. Stone kicking Mog these kids. These children are stupid. Harry, calm down. You guys look identical.
The stone-kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that's something to be scared of. The obvious fact that you just stated.
He looks just like me.
The other one says, yeah, I said that.
The boy doesn't answer. His brother throws another rock. Both of their hair is covered in some kind of dirt.
You're bad with kids.
The lieutenant remarks with evident glee. I'm torn between I am, yes, and what are you, Kidmaster General? Oh, man. I am, yes.
Don't worry, everyone is. How about we do some police work now? We're not getting anything here.
He looks at the little scruffian. What a good word, scruffian, than at you. Bye, kids. Take care. Why did I have a little notification .4 over here? Huh. Alright, let's talk to these fellas.
Good to see you, friend. Do I have deals set up for you, buddy boy?
He spreads his arms as if wanting to embrace you. Hello, Rosemary. I like your portrait.
Does he actually know you? Or is he just shopkeep friendly?
Well, let's go along. Good to see you too, friend.
So what do you want? I got smokes. They're cheap. Very cheap. I got Pilsner. Great deal. You won't get a better deal on that piss. Spirits I can let go for 300 real. I also have speed. And by speed, I mean amphetamine.
Oh, this is not a good person for us to know. So smokes, Pilsner, speed, and spirits. It's wild to me that amphetamine is what is that? 1/20th of the cost of spirits. I guess it's medicine somehow. Let's see. Quite the business venture you set up here.
Oh. The system's been good to old Rosemary here, and I'm milking her like a bitch goat in the backyard.
What do you mean?
You see, friend, man makes his own luck. And I made mine real good. Got my hands on 3 bottles of liquor exquise. Sold 2 to the fellows around here, and immediately invested the profit. Bought cigarettes, bought beer, even bought a bit of speed. And look at me now. I got everyone on my hook.
He spreads his arms and smiles, a crooked, toothless smile. We can say, I think I'm already hooking for Kuno, I think. Or, looks like you're on your own hook, too. Or, impressive entrepreneurship. Point to his vice stand. I approve. Or, got a permit for this little shit show? I'm gonna hassle the poor guy. Let's see. Looks like you're on your own hook, too.
Of course. It is what it is, you know. What it's always been. People, buddy boy. It's the people.
The drunk raises his Pilsner and nods. Friend, do we know each other?
Sure, friend. You know it.
He points a finger pistol at you and squeezes the trigger.
Don't mind old Rosemary here. He's a buffoon. Let's have a word after your high-concept transactions. I'll give you the lowdown.
Idiot Doom Spiral is a very good name for a character. So, giving me Paradise Killer vibes. Why does the bottle of spirits cost 300 real?
See, friend, it's real valuable. Worth every real, if you catch my drift. Got it from a bit of a business venture.
He brings out a 1 liter bottle with bluish liquid. The mouth is corked shut. Nod. Let him speak.
You know, it's funny, actually.
Bursts out laughing, then takes 3 gulps of his Pilsner and stares at you intently.
He's finding it difficult to focus his watery gaze.
What is?
What?
What do you mean, what? What did you think was funny earlier?
This guy.
He says and shakes his index finger at you.
Conversation might bring a discount, no?
Where'd you get the bottle of spirits from?
Oh, this is medicinal spirits. The good stuff. Got it from the doctor's office. I got one of those scientific ampoules a few months ago. Torpedo, they call it. It's supposed to keep a man from taking a drink.
He spits a nasty yellow clot on the ground before you.
Didn't stop me for shit, that's for sure. 5 lemons with half a pack of butter and you're good to go.
I'm confused about what he's telling me, but you know what? He seems proud. It's a good tip. I should remember it.
It really isn't. In a week, the goddamn kidneys started giving me all kinds of help. Finally, the missus took me to a private doctor's office. Not a charity, the real thing. Those arseholes charged me 4 real to remove the damn thing. But I came out on top after all.
Have they no shame taking money for a service they provide? Is pretty funny. Assholes.
But the idiots left me alone in there. Now, I used to teach high school biology. I know what doctors use to preserve dead thingies.
He gets an excited gleam in his eyes.
Like 3 cans of this blue medicinal stuff from the back room. Threw the snakes out and voila. What's left is this beautiful blue stuff. 98.7% almost pure alcohol.
Oh no.
2 I already sold to these fine gentlemen here. But this last one is yours for 3 real, if you want it.
3 real. I kind of do, and I kind of wanted them to not drink the formaldehyde solution. I think it will prove useful, yes.
3 real and it's yours, friend. The deal of a lifetime.
That does seem useful. I'll go ahead and buy that before the price goes back up 100-fold. Here's the money for the spirits.
Just make sure to enjoy that one, friend.
Good lord. Feel like I saved a life there. Amphetamine.
Aye, by amphetamine I mean speed.
I think you didn't hear me when I said I'm a police officer, or I thought by speed you meant amphetamine.
Aye, that's what I said.
Right,
Good,
got it.
good, my man. Now what can I offer you?
All right, I'm off.
In the civilized world, it's a custom to tip the shopkeep, friend. But come back anyway.
He waves you off. What do you call me paying you for your goods? I don't... oh, whatever. The liquid has an unearthly blue tint, the kind that might or might not, but definitely does glow in the dark. This is 98.7 pure alcohol. Keep away from an open flame. Yeah. Also, probably pretty bad if you drink it. Spirit is eternal. The horrific necktie is getting ready for the end game. For the love of God, do not remove it till the magic happens. I mean, I did already remove it, and I have this bottle now. So I think probably removing it was a good idea. Does kind of seem like it might have been good to remove the necktie. All right.
Hey, tequila!
Good to know that song exists in this reality, too. A 30-something man clad in a two-piece Lycra Triem tracksuit puts down his Pilsner and extends his hand in greeting.
Good to see you. How's business? How's the whole reality situation treating you?
Shake his hand.
So what's happening?
He picks up his beer. Wait, tequila?
Yeah, Tequila Sunset. How are the, high-concept, reality-based adventures proceeding?
He says it like it's obviously your name. Like you call someone Billy Brunel or leader of the 4th Street gang.
I guess we must have told him that our name was Tequila Sunset.
Good. These people know your true name. Looks like it has preceded you, Mr. Sunset. More on that later.
Oh, good. Good lord. Okay, so not too hot. I'm on a 50-year losing streak. Reality makes me aggressively sad. Or, don't know. People tell me I'm a cop. I'm getting used to that. Or, I have re-entered reality to conquer it, to bend it to my will. I am the law. Ooh, boy. Ooh. A couple of these are pretty good. I'm leaning towards 4 here. 3 is also tempting. I think we have ultimately ended up basically playing our Harry as sort of manic depressive, bipolar, and, you know, in the middle of withdrawals. Welcome, Drask. Good, I suppose, evening for you, getting there for me. Hope you're well. Just trying to figure out what to tell this particular heavy drinker. And you haven't missed too much. We're bad with kids. I sort of reviewed our status, what we were up to, and talked to one of these guys here, Rosemary, and bought some laboratory preservative from him that he was calling spirits and selling as liquor. So we have that now, and it seems like if we were still wearing the horrific necktie, it would be pretty interested in that. So I'm kind of glad we're not. And now we're talking to the guy here in the track pants, whose given name is Idiot Doom Spiral. And apparently we've met before and introduced ourselves as Tequila Sunset. And he's asking us about reality, so we're trying to figure out exactly how we want to answer that. I'm leaning towards I have re-entered reality to conquer it, to bend it to my will. I am the law. But I am also kind of tempted by, don't know, people tell me I'm a cop. I'm getting used to that. So I suppose if you have a strong opinion there, feel free to register it. May end up just kind of flipping a coin. Conquer reality it is. All right. I've re-entered reality to conquer it, to bend it to my will. I am the law.
That's the spirit. I used to shape reality into my image long time ago. Those days are over now.
He looks at his shit-stained Lycra TM jacket with a grim expression. I guess another little bit to point out here is that Mr. Rosemary over here with the flat cap on apparently used to teach high school biology.
Sadly, things aren't going that well in Idiot Doom's Spiral Land. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of ass back. No word from my business buddies.
He takes a sip of his beer.
This guy's your buddy. You feel it immediately. You belong to an organization, a fraternity of drunks.
Ah, I see. What do you guys do around here?
We are saving the world.
He looks at his comrades.
Please don't call. Don't call.
I guess this guy's name is Don't Call Abigail, begs the man in the pipe.
Okay, we're drinking. We're drinking alcohol. That's what we're doing. I tried to save the world once, a long time ago, with enterprise, creativity, and willpower. But that didn't work out. So now, it's a pirate's life for me.
Right. Tequila Sunset, he, I think, pretty clearly had it as our name, so I probably don't need to ask him about that, so be seeing you.
You too, Tequila Sunset.
And I guess let's see if this guy has anything to say. He grumbles, an unshaven man with a ruddy nose. He narrows his eyes at you as if in recognition, then turns his head away.
The noxious odor emanating from the drunken man is strong and familiar.
Don't you call her. Yeah. Don't call Abigail.
Who is Abigail?
Abigail. Don't you fucking call Abigail.
He draws out a disgusting snort, then mumbles, waving a finger in your general direction.
Abigail is his wife or girlfriend. Chances are she's gone. Calling her wouldn't make it any better or worse. You're not going to get anything out of this guy. He's too drunk.
You know, Rhetoric, you are correct, but I am amused by the idea of continuing to interrogate him, and so I shall. Who are you? What's your name?
Don't call Abigail.
His eyes move around erratically, the look in them hazy and unfocused. Where am I? What is this place?
The man hiccups, then mumbles something unintelligible.
Why shouldn't I call Abigail?
He snorts and beckons you to lean in closer.
I'm going to regret this. Lean in.
Don't call Abigail. Don't call Abigail.
His breath smells harsh like a toxic swamp as he whispers to you. He then waves his hand as if shooing you away. All right. Tell me about your friends, point to the others.
Don't you fucking call her. Hear me. Abigail.
He glares at you. His voice trembles with every word, becoming weeper. He whimpers in the end. All right. This has been fun.
Abigail.
He whimpers softly, his voice trailing off into nothingness. All right. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for your time. Ooh. Money on the ground. Love it when there's money on the ground. One of my favorite times is when there's money on the ground. Let's see how much else we can explore. I don't remember if we went in here or not. Let's, before we move off down the beach and maybe find our missing cryptozoologist. I think we must have come in here. Maybe not. There's an orb. Industrial coal pellets burn with an orange glow. Oh, there's a child. Oops. Ruffed grouse taxidermy. I don't particularly want to simply steal it, but maybe we will.
Hello, mister.
Little Lily, a young girl barely 4 or 5 years old, sits on the sofa. She is looking at you with frank curiosity.
She clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally, she twirls it around.
Are you Lillian's daughter?
Yes, I am. Little Lily. You know my mom?
She gazes at you with her big eyes. Yes, we met earlier.
That's nice. My mom is great. She's never angry or anything.
She nods. Are the twins outside your brothers?
Yes. They don't want to play with me. They're older and play outside.
She frowns.
They look the same. Sometimes I can't tell them apart.
They look identical, right? I said the same thing.
They look identical.
She slowly processes the word, then snickers with laughter. What's that? Point at the stuffed bird hanging from the ceiling.
It's a grouse.
She yelps, smiling broadly.
You might be able to get on Gart's good side if you replace the broken scooter you almost certainly broke.
Yes, but what's it for?
I don't know.
Can I have it? I know someone who really likes stuffed birds.
Sure, just go and get it. I don't like it anyway. It looks angry.
Well, excellent.
All right, you just need to grab it from the ceiling and go.
Woohoo! What's that you're holding? Point at her toy.
It's Lammy. He's my friend. Sort of. Like,
She holds the fuzzy beast up to demonstrate.
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in several parts.
Let's see. Lammy dance time. Yeah, A+ Gravity Falls reference. Okay, well, pleased to meet you, Lammy.
Lammy usually doesn't like strangers. But you're also fuzzy, like Lammy.
That I am. Goodbye.
Bye!
The girl's large, curious eyes remain fixed on you. Let's grab this grouse. All right, take it to Gart. The dead body of the dead body of a grouse stuffed with some unknown material. From a distance, it might just pass off as the real thing. The bird itself looks extremely ruffled and slightly grumpy. All right. Well, good to come in here and find that then. Off we go. Into the marsh, I suppose. Orb. Orb, orb, orb. Rust-eaten letters read Mazut. Man, the world is wide. Can I get up here? Oh, not directly. Container. More money. Man, we almost recouped the entire cost of those blue spirits. The rear tire of a motor carriage adorns these reeds. Uh-oh. I wonder if that's our fault. Ooh. Let's make him run. Looking back at you from the rust-colored water, you. Aww. Oh, we have so much to explore. Quick travel unlocked. Church. Interesting. Ooh, orb. A kick drum pulse, the music coming from somewhere on the ice. A school of fish huddle around the fence post, then scatter into the dark. Ooh. Before you, a drawbridge. It can only be lowered from the other side. No! No, let me in. It's okay, I'll figure it out. We're problem solvers. I mean, we're also problem creators. Me more than Kim, but you know what I mean. Alright. The sign reads, Sambrun 1147. You feel the shadow of a very large building fall on you. Dusty pews in the shadows. Many seem to be missing. I do enjoy the wealth of orbs here. Are we still getting... I think there was something that was providing us with bonuses... for orb endurances. No. Maybe not. Maybe I was making that up. Oh well. An altar shrouded in dark, or something like that. It's too dark to tell. Oh, money. Alright, we're getting closer to being able to afford the cassette player, the tape player. And now that we have somewhere to sleep for free, I can zero out my money anytime. And surely nothing untoward will happen as a result. A dead phone, a smashed receiver, like someone hung up too hard. Someone must have worked hard to smash the plastic dome. Ooh, but the phone itself...
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change.
I don't know that I have anyone I can call. But good to know where it is, and that it is there. Just make sure to complete our circuit here. Oh man, we are, in fact, going a ways around. In this one fashion, that city is ahead of modernity. Revachol having payphones is worthy of a little bit of envy. Man, this is a big area. I like it. No boat in the boathouse today. This section of the coast hasn't been used in decades. Let's see what this door does. Oh, hey. Oversized superstar sunglasses. Heck yeah. And some magnesium. The oversized superstar sunglasses give us +1 savoir-faire for dazzling reflexes and -1 for visual calculus, the mirror lies. Is your own stardom too dazzling for your eyes? Can't bear to look at your own fabulous reflection in the mirror? Then these classic oversized sunglasses are for you. Interesting. I don't extra specially want to reduce the visual calculus, but I do want to see what these look like, and they are awful. I love it. I guess we can actually probably zap our authority with our little cover-up glasses, actually, for now. A little bit of logic doesn't go amiss at the moment. More orb. Oh, you know what? I think that the orb trigger thing was while we were processing one of the thoughts in our thought cabinet. A boathouse is shoddily constructed. A strong breeze might blow it over. More money. Welcome, Steffi. It's going good. We're enjoying some Disco Elysium, Disaster Cop Simulator. Thank you for dropping in. Ancient paint is peeling off the roof of this shaded bench covered in rust. Yeah, it seems to be fitting in with the area some. The sign says, Entrée interdite. My French is not so good, but I think it's something like, don't come in. An old ticket taker booth, no longer in operation. People paid money to park here? No one would pay now. Well, yeah, that does seem pretty clear. Let's see. Pick up the pace. Nice. Money and something that can be exchanged for money. More trash. Oh, there's another mural. Missed that. And we're rolling in the dough over here. Got almost $13. Let's see.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Oh, interesting. Look, Kim, even more bullet holes. Something's definitely gone down here.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual, even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinez sense. Grim affairs.
The lieutenant examines the wall closely.
Meaning, this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days.
He brushes the wall with his hand. Why not?
The manufacturing and sale of automatic rifles was curtailed after the revolution. The destructive power of such tools proved to be too much. We do need to retain some humanity in this world.
Okay, so we've got a heroic visual calculus check here. Why this many bullet holes? We've got actually a fair bit of bonus here, but still not a great chance. So let's see what we can do to improve our visual calculus for a moment here, and then try once it is about as high as we can crank it, which frankly, it might already be, but won't know until we check. Yeah, it does look that way. All right. Do we have anything that's deducting from our visual calculus that we can take off temporarily? Nope. All right. Well, let's give it a try. It's a white check. We can always come back
Scattering of bullet
as we
holes is
need
spread
to.
across the crack
So
wall,
why this many
reaching
bullet
from one
holes?
corner to the other. A row
Hey!
of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them, a dozen at least, their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound. No movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner. Automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side. The sun blazes high up in the sky, baking the planks, the sand, your skin. The order was carried out in the afternoon. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
I did kind of think firing squad was going to be the answer here.
The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
Yeah, gotcha. Look at the people against the walls. Look at the line of soldiers. Person standing. Okay. Look at the people against the wall.
A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. Ordinary people, familiar, each and every one of them.
Who were they?
Comrades, the forsaken, the wretched, who tried to rise against the horrors of the world.
Look at the line of soldiers.
7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one?
Look at the person standing on the side.
The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air. The lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
And the pronunciation roulette in this game, I think just about all the voice work is tremendous. So certainly not actually making a criticism here, but it is a fun little like potential drinking game to try and guess how individual words are going to be pronounced by any given character or the narrator. I've only ever heard it pronounced commandant, and they usually do a lot of, fairly francophone pronunciations, but this one sounded to me directly out of, say, like maybe Oklahoma. Kim, who was in this execution?
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution.
First, the lieutenant doesn't say a word. He just stares at the wall. He speaks finally.
Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces. It could even have been the employees of the failed R&D center down the coast, as their building was taken over by the revolutionaries.
Or maybe...
What about people from the coalition, the so-called moralists? Unfortunately for me, before I ever got anywhere close to people talking about the moralists in this game. I had been exposed to the extremely cringe Jordan Peterson "up yours woke moralists" quote and meme, and so I'm just kind of damaged from that. And every time I see moralists in this, I hear that soundbite.
Yeah. It's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was a commandant, the superior giving the orders.
Yeah, see, he said commandant. Yeah, all right. Got some
Cold
XP for
sea
that.
wind blows away the figures.
I'm thrilled to have gotten some really good sort of luck on some of these white check rolls, and in at least one instance on a red check roll shooting down the body. It's very gratifying. A found people. Gotta look at that. +2 logic, ultimate peak focus, -1 perception, eyes on the road. The small wire framing inside this futuristic-looking Fallen People hat gives it the aerodynamic shape of a swoop skier's helmet, but none of its protective qualities. Covers the wearer's ears and eyebrows to bring down the drag coefficient. Yeah, did not know we were going to run into peoples in this game. Oh, look at this. Man. Our logic is pretty juiced already. But yeah, I do think our perception could use it more, but it's good to have in our pocket. Yeah, we look like we want to be in Tron. Yeah, we look like a Tour de France cyclist who lost their helmet but kept the little cowl that goes over the helmet. The door is not only barred shut, it is inaccessible. Alright, fine. I'll have to go in the dilapidated building, I guess. I am enjoying having so much area to explore. Some folks hanging around out here. Let's orb first and then converse. Orb.
That patch of reeds over there, it's a great place to hide something. Kind of out of the way, being so close to the water.
And buoy bobs on the water, and I missed the rest of it. Wait, I can't see anything interesting.
You don't have a reason to. Yet.
What is this about?
Nothing. Just a hunch. The hunch passes, leaving you there, by the old boy bobbing in the water. Time to go.
Okay. That was weird. These heavy military blockades are riddled with bullet holes and crumbling. Lots of people out here miss the good old days. Yeah, I usually hear it pronounced buoy, but, boy is, I guess, how the narrator said it. More money. More orb. These soggy logs smell of ignition fluid, still they won't light up. People are starting to think, waking up. And don't worry, Mikhail, you'll learn all about it. Tiny little cages, carefully constructed. Alright, well, let's converse then. Oop, thought? It's almost impossible to get a fire going this near the ocean.
Here we go. Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this jam.
Morel, the cryptozoologist, has roughly the same voice as our ancient reptile brain. Guess that makes some sense. Zombie Steve Irwin. Oh man, does sound a little bit like it.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices you.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officers.
Is that the police? Why are the police here?
Gary the crypto fascist. Man, the epithet game in this game is something else.
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it.
This bit of the cryptozoologist and the crypto fascist is, boy, you must be Morel, the cryptozoologist?
To what do I owe the pleasure?
That's sarcasm. He takes no pleasure from your appearance.
Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you and is waiting for you to get back. Yeah, cryptozoologist and crypto fascist walk into a bar. The epithet appears to be self-undermining. Yeah, that's a good point, Draskarice. I wonder if Gary knows that his dialogue labels undermine his, crypto part of his designation.
Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn water lock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the A81.
Yeah, that was me. I broke the water lock with my motor carriage, but it's fixed now. You can go back, or the water lock's been fixed. It was fine when I crossed it. I mean, we might as well tell the whole story and see what comes.
You broke the water lock with a motor carriage? But there was a billboard in the canal. Not a vehicle. It said Samaran Butter.
I guess you're right. It was really the sign's fault. Anyway, you can go back now.
Did he say we can go back now?
Good God, Gary. Pipe down.
Yes, Gary. We can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going.
He refastens a bit of netting to just come loose in the wind.
For all his passion, this man is diligent and patient. You could learn things from him.
Yeah. Let's see. Tell me more about this phasmid you're looking for.
Well, first of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds laying traps for it.
Let's see. What makes it so difficult to find?
Good question. Being a phasmid of the order Phantasmodea, a ghost insect, it disguises itself as plant matter. In this case, the reeds. Awful lot of reeds around, aren't there?
He looks around.
And I suspect it may have also developed other specialized techniques to protect itself from predators, or scientists, in our present case.
What sorts of specialized techniques is the phasmid using to hide itself?
It's my hypothesis that it has evolved certain electrochemical defenses that allow it to interfere with animal perception, impeding pattern recognition, confusing the visual cortex.
It has active camouflage cloaking?
But I cannot describe how these defenses work, much less how they evolved, without studying a live specimen.
Yes, it makes perfect sense. You're beginning to suspect there's something paranatural about this phasmid.
Inland Empire, way ahead of the curve as usual. How big is this phasmid?
I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmodea zoensis, is about the size of a grown man's forearm. So,
He leaves the conclusion up to you. Also, known is carrying quite a lot of weight in that statement.
Seems puny, to be honest.
Physical instrument. Never change. Why are you so interested in this stick bug? It doesn't seem to be as colorful as some of the other cryptids I've heard about.
typical rookie assumption. Insects are much more sophisticated creatures than those unversed in zoology give them credit for.
He flashes you a sideways smile.
Even simply catching a glimpse of the Insulindian phasmid would be the apex of my, of any, cryptozoologist's career. But to study it and its defenses, find out how it stayed hidden so long.
What have you discovered about it so far?
Very little, I'm sorry to say. No one's ever captured a specimen, so all our information is based on first and third-hand accounts.
How are there no second-hand accounts? So, no one's ever found one?
Not yet. That's what makes it a cryptid.
He holds up an index finger.
Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof of its existence, how do you know it's real?
The lieutenant interjects.
I know it's real.
The cryptozoologist says brusquely enough that even he seems taken aback by it.
It's clear that his obsession with the phasmid is driven by something more than the pure pursuit of scientific advancement.
By which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Insulindian phasmid is more than mere superstition.
He says, gathering himself. Lena said there's been a sighting of it here in Martinez.
Yes, the most recent sighting was by a couple of teenagers along the coast here. That's what brought us to Martinez specifically. It's the first credible sighting in several decades. Admittedly, it's an unusual location for this species, but with all the sewage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter much anymore.
Them doing sort of, goodness, my brain is, Steve Irwin, them doing sort of a Steve Irwin thing with him does make me kind of wish for, a tongue-in-cheek, cryptid hunter show in that, vein, you know, the Crocodile Hunter, vein, you know, that isn't just, ghost doofuses on YouTube, freaking out about white noise on their machines, but like really taking something like Monster Quest and doing it mostly as field work. The funniest thing I think they could do is for the punchline to be that you actually end up learning about a lot of real animals that they run into out in the areas where they're looking for cryptids, and then always go, you know, we'll find them next time, I'm sure. Screaming at Franz. Yeah. Maybe the Insulindian phasmid has died out?
I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is doubtlessly highly resilient. After all, it's generally thought to be capable of parthenogenesis.
He shakes his head vigorously. Generally thought is, again, doing a lot of heavy lifting here. Encyclopedia failure. Shocking. I'm shocked. Parthenogenesis?
Yes. The females don't need males to reproduce. Makes it easier for a species to survive in adverse conditions.
That's pretty clever. Or, females reproducing without males? A travesty, a crime against passion and common sense. Or, this arouses no special feelings in me. We were talking about Jordan Peterson earlier, and it's nice to hear from him in number 2 here. That's pretty clever.
Yes, the Insulindian phasmid is a very clever insect. That's why it's so damn difficult to catch. But as a scientist, I'll try my best to remain dispassionate.
Hello, Cyrillus. Welcome in. We're talking about Insulindian phasmids with a cryptozoologist and crypto-fascist shouting at us from the distance every once in a while. Tell me about these traps.
Well, they may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick.
He points at the cage of mesh and wiring on the ground. Lena designed the traps,
Yes,
he says with some pride. How do the traps work?
simple. Attracted by the locusts, the phasmid crawls down the funnel And, having eaten its fill, can't get back out.
The sudden shift in the quality of the lighting as time advances.
At least, that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton.
What are you using as bait?
Locusts. Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course. But we've hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects.
He gestures towards the trap. Why have you hypothesized that if nearly all known phasmids are herbivores?
Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in a tiny, chittering swarm. A meat-eating stick insect? Does it pretend to be the reeds as part of its ambush behavior? This seems unlikely.
Glad we juiced our logic with some equipment earlier. A carnivorous stick insect seems unlikely.
Thank you for your opinion. We have also included plant material in the traps to satiate your skepticism.
Oh, won't the locusts just eat it?
Not a big fan of skepticism, this one.
Most cryptozoologists aren't. Not that I have a whole lot of direct experience, but... What will you do if these traps don't work?
They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis, using locusts as bait, accounts for the failure of previous efforts by other teams, which use plants. We have given this some thought.
Yes, the throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks approach.
The traps do seem to be deftly and thoughtfully constructed. It's clear the cryptozoologist's wife knows what she's doing.
Let me ask you about something else.
Yes. What?
How did you become a cryptozoologist?
I've just always liked animals and puzzles. Searching for cryptids is a bit of both.
You know, that's actually pretty relatable. That's more or less how I ended up with, my combination of majors in college and grad school. Anything says I think you're right. Lena probably knit the nets herself.
He seems reluctant to talk about himself, but he'll open up, if you prod a little.
So you're living your childhood dream out here?
It's not child's play, just because I have to trade through the mud every so often.
His eyes narrow. Have you ever discovered a cryptid?
No. Very few cryptids are ever discovered, and not for a lack of trying. To stay hidden is a cryptid's primary quality. It's even in the name, cryptid.
So how many cryptids have been found?
Of the list of cryptids kept by the Cryptozoological Society of Chemnee, which is 4,082 items long, about 2,000 have been confirmed as hoaxes.
That sounds pretty apt.
2 are categorized as confirmed discoveries. The rest are in differing stages of discovery, refutation, and data collection.
Only 2 have proven to be real?
Yes, the Chateau Quan forest pygmy, who turned out to be an extinct species of primate, and a cave salamander from Yugograd, who is, honestly, quite unremarkable. It's in a zoo somewhere. We cryptozoologists are brutally honest with ourselves, more so even than the public. With cryptids, most cryptids are hoaxes or they are never found. That does not mean we should stop searching.
The salamander does sound cool, anything so's, and frankly, this is, there's a long / off and on again running sort of interview and investigation podcast called Monster Talk that I've listened to a fair amount of over the years, and this is the kind of thing that they end up talking about a lot. Is occasionally they'll talk to self-styled cryptozoologists or enthusiasts, or to people who have various different kind of magical beliefs, but for the most part what they're talking to is scientists and skeptics who are not going, we're going to find the Mothman, but rather going, we're going to figure out exactly what kind of bird was actually behind the Mothman stories, right? They investigate and they put together the sometimes it's a hoax. More often, it's actually just sort of a, like, misidentification, or something in sort of like an odd series of circumstances that would otherwise, have been pretty straightforward. Yeah. Bears with mange. The chupacabra is almost certainly a dog or a coyote with mange. That sort of thing. They are sort of an inverse of the show I mentioned earlier, Monster Quest, which usually is like, now all of the scientists we talk. Wait, actually, they have a more distinctive voiceover than that. Now all of the scientists we talk to suspect that this footprint came from a bear, but these two people who have no qualifications whatsoever maintain that maybe it could have been a Sasquatch. Yeah, the platypus is cryptid enough for me to want to believe. Yeah, I mean, there's some weird stuff out there, for sure. But yeah, it is just kind of an interesting angle for the conversation in with this character in this game to have come around to. Let's see. 2 out of 4,000 is not even 1%.
In fact, it is 0.05%. Ever more magnificent. Should our search contribute to making that number 0.075%?
He has clearly done his math on this. There is no surprising him or swaying his opinion.
Yeah, it's okay. I wasn't particularly trying to sway his opinion, just, plumbing the depths of his mind, really. Why not just be a zoologist? Real animals are puzzling, too, to anything Sosa's point about platypuses.
Real? I know you think one is a respectable profession, while the other is superstition. Everyone does.
I don't. It's a profession just like any other. Or honestly, being a cryptozoologist trumps most of the garbage I've seen people do. Or cryptozoology does seem like a lot of wishful thinking. I mean, that is true, but I kind of like to here. Being a cryptozoologist trumps most of the garbage I've seen people do. Like, I don't know. Have you seen a hedge fund manager?
My methods do not differ from other scientists. I simply draw upon a wider variety of evidence. And I have more hope that something truly surprising might happen.
It's a good point. Anything so is better cryptozoologist than cryptofascist. And has anything truly surprising ever happened to you?
No. As I said, I have yet to catch a cryptid. Although I have come close. Close enough to keep trying.
What kinds of evidence do you use?
Everything from forgotten regional lore to newspaper accounts, like the one that brought us here, to look for the phasmid. I keep a very open mind.
Something about this conversation in particular has sort of confused the UI scripting a little bit, I think. It's not a huge deal, but noticeable as it recurs.
He's interested in things that people believe that scientists don't.
You think other scientists don't listen to ordinary people enough?
Most establishment scientists only care about reputation and remuneration, not real research, and certainly not the truth. They're a cowardly lot, and both the field and basement archives can be dangerous places.
Thanks for explaining about that. Now, about something else.
Yes?
Let's talk about specific cryptids.
All right. What cryptids precisely? I usually discuss these things with specialists, so I don't know what.
He eyes you skeptically.
We would have to discuss. He wants to say, but decides against it. You need to ask him about specific cryptids. Cryptids you've heard about from Lena or his friend Gary. He won't just talk.
All right, pardon me if this makes a little noise. I have to adjust my microphone on its extremely short cable. Apologies for that. Let's see. Which cryptid did you almost catch? You said before that you almost caught one.
A willow person. It's a long story. One non-specialist would find rather dull.
Willow people? Not at all.
Oh boy. What are willow people?
They're not people, really. Some argue they aren't really animals, as they seem to have evolved directly from trees.
He says it in a self-explanatory, everyday, I'm going to guess that says something like tone.
They're very, very
Manner.
thin, almost flat in fact, and can camouflage themselves easily, wrapping themselves around trees and blending in with the tree bark. In that way, they're not too dissimilar from the phasmid we're looking for here.
Wait, so I may have seen these willow people without knowing it?
You probably have.
How did you almost catch a willow person?
Gary and I painted an entire grove's worth of trees in slow-drying paint. It was a bright lavender colour. I was hoping one of the willow people would get paint on it and not be able to camouflage itself. After waiting in hiding for hours, I saw a figure slip from one of the trees, a lavender shadow dashing through the grove.
And then?
I chased it with a net. Not very elegant. You can't be elegant in the field. And, well, it was faster than me.
A lavender shadow.
He smirks.
I know you think we were snacking on funny mushrooms. It's easier to mock someone than to admit that the world might be more interesting than you've imagined. Furthermore, I'm not saying it was a confirmed sighting. I'm painfully aware of what goes into verifying such things. There is a serious possibility that I saw a squirrel or a trick of the light. I am my own harshest critic.
He makes it a real point here to sound falsifiable.
I know the biggest cryptid, the giant of Coconur.
That's impressive, I guess. But have you seen it with your own eyes?
He does not seem that impressed. So I could lie and say yes, or tell the truth and say no, or turn the question back on him. We've been being pretty honest here with him so far, so let's keep that up. No, I haven't seen it with my own eyes.
Of course you haven't.
Have you seen it?
I haven't had a chance to travel to Coco Nor. No. And I likely never will. The Samaskill desert region has been embroiled in a small civil war for the last 8 years. I fear this mindless barbarism may have wiped out the elusive creature entirely. Sightings of towering luminosities have grown rare recently, while they once used to be constant.
Yes, sightings of mirages are constant. A mirage is a constant phenomenon that people have no time to report when a war is going on.
Sound reasoning.
It remains unclear what this has got to do with you seeing it, as he was inquiring before. He was just being defensive.
All right, enough tales then. Let's change the subject.
By all means.
Lena seems pretty eager for you to return.
And I'm eager to return to her, I assure you. But I can't leave before we finish with these traps. My wife understands that just as well as anyone.
He looks south, where Lena would be.
Come on, Morale. We've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back.
And leave the traps? Absolutely not. I won't let Lena down.
He yells in response.
Come on, she wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
I don't... reed crab? Okay.
Won't let Lena down. Sounds like the cryptozoologist's wife shares a special connection to the phasmid somehow.
I didn't know the phasmid was so important to Lena.
Of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting, on record. One of only 4 this century, and it's hers.
Really? She sighted the phasmid. She didn't tell me that.
Yes, that's how we first came to know one another, in fact. But that's her story to tell, not mine.
He coughs, then continues.
Needless to say, you must ask her about the mysterious phasmid.
Quite, Inland Empire, quite.
Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian phasmid together. I can't abandon course now.
Another cough into his fist this time. So he's saying, maybe you could go back to the whirling, warm up, and come back and check the traps later. Or you should just give up on this bug hunt. Or, okay, I understand. I don't give up on things either. You know, not amazing. It does seem like he is, like, coming down sick. So maybe you could go back to the whirling, warm up, and come back and check the traps later?
No. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What would we do if the Phasmid were to starve while we were sipping tea at the hostel?
If it does eat locusts, how quickly would it really starve if you've got more than a few in? I don't know.
He's dead set on this. I could go for some trap setting.
All right, interfacing. What if we checked the traps for you?
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer.
He looks at you with obvious surprise. Cryptozoology and detective work are very similar. Chaos is my method. I am its scion. Or I'm all in with this cryptid shit. I'm hooked. I like the first one for us here, but I really enjoy Chaos is my method. I am its scion as just something to say when I enter a room or, you know, arrive at a lull in a conversation. Cryptozoology and detective work are very similar.
Yes, indeed. Both require a great deal of research, attention to detail, and, above all, persistence.
Where are these traps?
There are 4 in total. One is to the south, on this little peninsula, by the boathouses there. It's very near.
He points south.
Another we set in Land's End, to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there, on your way to the old radio tower, after the church. The third is set near the canal, where you crossed, by a concrete slab. A big thicket of reeds going up the slope, and among them...
He gestures to the trap in front of him.
You should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, better safe and stupid than sorry.
That seemed like a lot. Do we really have time for this extracurricular venture?
Kim. I am doing this so that I can traipse around alone in the wilderness with you. The pursuit of knowledge is its own justification.
Is it?
He doesn't look too convinced, but the small shrug indicates, why not?
If you think it's important, you have been right before.
What do I do if there's a phasmid in one of the traps?
Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight.
He's not comfortable with the possibility that you'll claim the find, but he's lying about this even to himself.
What if I encounter the phasmid in the wild?
That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do, I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed.
How do you develop a pheromone mixture for an animal that doesn't exist? Is this just a bunch of perfumes? Is it like ant pheromones just mixed together? You know, one time when I was probably not too far away from 10 years old, my house that I lived in at the time had like vinyl siding along the back, and it had gotten some sort of like mildewy mold kind of stuff on it. And my parents were gonna spray some like fungicide on it, but we had recently been talking about pollution at school, and so I was like, before you do that, let me see if I can put together something like environmentally friendly, right, that will take the, you know, mildew off the siding. But of course I had no idea what made something environmentally friendly. I just assumed that pretty much anything we would have in our house was probably fine. We had in our house, after all. So my parents, being aware that I was the kind of kid who would play scientist by like pouring colored liquids back and forth from one beaker to another, given the chance, gave me a TV tray and a folding chair and a couple of plastic cups and basically set me loose. I mean, I wasn't totally unsupervised, but I was not being monitored at all times. Fortunately, Draskarice, this is not the story of a child making mustard gas, though I will not say that there was zero possibility of that happening. This is probably part of the reason why I was sent to do it outside. I did grab just about everything that I thought would mix together, powders, pastes, liquids, and whatnot, that I associated with, like, you know, cleanliness or with, like, environmentally friendliness, and put little bits of it into what was essentially like a dinner glass-sized plastic cup and mixed it together with a screwdriver. And my parents insisted that I test it on a pine sapling sort of in the empty lot next door before I used it in their garden. And needless to say, it killed the pine sapling almost instantly. It was brown in a matter of hours. But I did get their permission to try it in a controlled way on a small section of siding, and it did take the mildew off. I imagine that's because one of the things that was in it was bleach, which, as I now know, not especially environmentally friendly, but it was mixed together with, I mean, like dish soap and toothpaste and Pine Sol and I think vinegar, baking soda, just anything that I could put in this cup in small amounts. But yeah, it was it was pretty much just the bleach. And I picture Morel basically doing this. I think Anything So's your idea that maybe they were using the pheromones from the plant-eating phasmids might be a little bit more what I'm supposed to be thinking, though.
It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Will last you about a week.
Oh boy, lay it on me, or lay it on me thick, or I don't want this, thank you very much. I mean, if we're going to have the pheromones, I feel like lay it on me thick probably is the way to go. And I don't know, maybe it's the sort of pheromones that'll, attract Kim Kitsuragi's as well. Anything So's, you and I are thinking the same thing. Lay it on me thick. Present your armpit. He douses you with the odd-smelling spray, a double helping as you present your other armpit, then gives you a satisfied nod.
I hope you're not buying this. He dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious like holy water.
The lieutenant wrinkles his nose.
It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop. Not that I expect you to understand self-financing one's own research.
He looks at the lieutenant with disdain, then puts the spray back in his pocket. I'm ready to go. Let's get to it.
Right. Which means you two can pack up and go back to the whirling.
Whatever he thinks about this detour, it's clear that these men are exhausted and in need of assistance.
Finally, someone's talking sense.
And finally, you're not shouting every word you say. Though when he's not shouting, he does sound more like the reporter in Gravity Falls that nobody likes. Toby, I think, maybe his name is.
Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask. We'll be gone once you get to it.
Hey, Toby determined. Thank you, Anything So's. And yeah, there's a very sort of like nasal quality to it. Not entirely unlike Gilbert Godfrey. Draskarice. I'll get going. Alright, I guess let's go talk to Gary. I don't extra specially want to, but, you know, he's going to be leaving, so we might as well.
Hello, I'm Gary. Very generous of you to help us out, officer.
He does sound more and more like Toby Determined the longer I listen to him.
Yellow man. I mean, officer.
Oh my god. Right out of the gate, my man.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly and takes out his notebook.
What a good response, Kim.
Yellow man. Interesting. This is something to ask him about. after a little probing first.
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
He quickly changes the subject. Yeah, I'm more of a city boy too.
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
The signal word. Degenerate.
Degenerates, this man respects authority too much. To see the truth inscribed upon thine own visage. Pretend thou art a paragon of virtue.
Thank you, drama. I am neither of those things, I can assure you. I'm a by-the-books, clean-as-a-whistle officer of the law. I'm not even tempted to touch intoxicants. Or, drunks and degenerates, that's my crew. Or, sadly, I think I might be a drunk, or degenerate, maybe even both. Or, nobody's perfect. I'm sure you've been tempted to drink. We might be able to say one with a straight face, Draskarice. I think I'm going to try, because I think this guy's respect for authority being something that makes him into a little bit of a, what's the word I'm looking for? A mark, kind of a doofus. I am neither of those things, I can assure you. I'm a by-the-books, clean-as-a-whistle officer of the law. I'm not even tempted to touch intoxicants.
I've been tempted on occasion, but someone has to stay strong for Revacol.
A hard CH, my man. He nods gravely. His gaze shifts to the pile of soggy logs at his feet.
He pronounces Revacol with a hard K, unlike other people.
Okay, let's unspool this slowly. First, our rhetoric revealed answer here. You said Revacol?
I like to pronounce it the hard way, the old way, the Vespertine way.
I wonder then, Gary the crypto-fascist, if you were in the United States, if you would pronounce place names like Detroit or Demois or Saint-Louis, or if you pretty much only would do like Roman names, like instead of Cincinnati, pronounce it like Cincinnati.
He winks at you, trying to relay some hidden message, inviting you to mispronounce it too, perhaps. It's odd.
It is odd suggestion. It is.
It's a secret rite. A very fringe nationalist handshake, probably.
Oh yeah, he thinks so knows a few people who live in Cincinnati. Oh, are you a cryptozoologist too?
No. I help Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way. But I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own.
Let's see. Before we get potentially confrontational, let's ask about the hanging here. Do you know anything about the man hanged behind the whirling in rags?
Oh, so that's what the RCM in Martinez is about. Great. Great to hear someone's finally taking care of that.
He nods in sincere approval.
So you do know something about it?
No. Nothing. He was some kind of mercenary. But everyone here knows that. I'm just glad to hear you're looking into it. That's all.
He shakes his head emphatically, then corrects his tie.
He didn't kill him or anything, but there's something going on here.
Thank you, Drama. You were surprised to see my colleague, Lieutenant Ketsuragi.
Not many Sealites here, or anywhere, other than Sail. I meant no offense, truly.
You said yellow man, my dude.
Do you remember how, when we met Measurehead and I said the next races will be a really good one?
I do remember that. Yes.
Well, this is that racist.
Gestures toward Gary as though he presenting a work of art. Oh, I like it when Kim does bits. Yes, our lucky racist. Or will you grant us 3 wishes, Gary? Or are you Gary? Are you a racist? Or I don't know. I liked the previous racists better. Or he's nothing compared to Measurehead. Oh, I like our lucky racist. I like that a lot, actually. Oh, yes, our lucky racist.
Hey, man, all I meant was there are not many Sealites around here. I'm just stating a fact.
He blushes. Do you have a problem with Sealites? Or the lieutenant is a native of Revachol? Or, yes, what are they doing in that sail of theirs? Scheming? I do not want to encourage him, even by accident. Let us seem as though we are being helpful, explaining things for his benefit. The lieutenant is a native of Revachol.
Oh, yes, of course he is. I was just speaking about his connections. Let's change the subject, okay?
He flashes an impenetrable smile. Oh, ugh. So the problem is that I was like, I have been in classrooms on college campuses with exactly this guy, just with shorter hair. Is this your mug? Hold up the yellow man mug. I think probably Kim is not going to be happy with us for this, but I just want to see him squirm.
My mug? Why would you think that?
You said yellow man. That is not something many people go around saying. It seemed as if you were calling to it longingly when you cried, yellow man, or I can see you recognize it. It's in your eyes. Oh, man. All of these are good is the problem. You said yellow man. That's not something many people go around saying.
Really? I hear it all the time. All in jest, of course. No offense meant to anyone.
Oh. Where's our option to punch this one? I don't think he'd beat us. Yeah, anything says I think you're right. No option to do so as yet, though I will keep my eyes peeled. All right, I believe you. You look like the kind of man who knows it's a crime to lie to an officer.
Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container behind the hostel. I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer.
He pauses.
You're not going to find me, are you?
Oh, we could extort him. Oh, man. I am for 20 real. I am for 100 real. Or I am for 250 real, the maximum. But I think probably information is going to be more valuable, unfortunately. I'm looking at the like 100 real and going, oh boy. But you're not going to find me, are you? You know, honesty, you came clean. Yeah, we do have a room now. Nah, Gary, I just want information.
Whew. Thank you. You won't regret this. I won't use another man's property to dump my garbage ever again.
He's visibly relieved. I do not believe you.
I don't know what got into me, really. Work has been stressful lately. Damn Koiko's price dumping us out of competition.
Oh, boy.
What did you do, Gary?
Kind of forgot you were standing there, Morel.
Nothing. Just answering some questions. Helping out the law.
How did you get into the trash container?
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services. CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez.
Why would you need to get into everyone's trash?
So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Hemians run it like a mob.
Jesus Christ, can you interact with anything in the world without making it like a fucking white ethnostate thing? He says, bowing shamefully like a fallen knight.
I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself.
Disgraced? No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows and looks up.
He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
Gary, did you put the clothes of a murder victim, the man who was hanged behind the whirling and rags, into that trash container?
Officer, please. Let me explain. It's not like that.
He raises both hands. Oh boy. Do explain, Gary the crypto-fascist.
I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know?
Okay, then what happened?
Then I came out to clean up the rags because no one else would. I put them into the Whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly.
Gary is sounding increasingly like a fascist crypto perv. Drask is correct. He changes his mind mid-sentence.
Okay. I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
Right. It was just civic duty.
The lieutenant remarks drolly.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Civic duty.
As he shifts uncomfortably, a series of clicks, like the clinking of glass beads, against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor. You've heard this sound before, but where?
Interesting. What's that strange sound?
What sound?
The clinking I just heard when you moved.
Really?
He fans his arms out slowly, and this time the motions are soundless.
There's lots of weird stuff out here in the reeds, though. Insects, trash. Could be the wind shifting some garbage nearby.
Interesting. Huh. What is the description? A series of clicks like the clinking of glass beads against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor. Huh. You wouldn't know anything about the victim's missing armor, would you?
Armor? No. I mean, yes. Of course. I know he was wearing armor, but I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, anything says. That was my thought, too, is that ceramic armor, you know, a possibility. Maybe a red herring, but certainly a possibility.
An infant could see he's not telling the truth, but he's too scared to admit more wrongdoing.
Uh-huh. Let's move on for now.
I hope I could help your investigation, in my small way.
Okay. Let's see. We do have a white check here. Not a very high chance, but why is he shifting around like that? Analyze Gary's composure. And we do have an extra pip now, and we're close to a third one, so we could raise composure if we needed to re-unlock that. While we're thinking about it, we've got inspecting the traps and analyze Gary's composure. We also finished a couple there. What would some kind of superstar would -2 logic? Oof. No, not for very long though. So if we did want to unlock that and then throw it in a cabinet and process it, it wouldn't take that long with not that much logic. Let's see if we've got any inventory that will help us with our composure. I don't know that we would, but I don't think he's going to wander off instantly if we leave the conversation here. So thank you for your cooperation. Okay. Do we have anything that we're not wearing that ups composure? I say the tie certainly does not. Oh, our shoes would. Nice. Okay. And are we wearing anything that lowers composure? Doesn't look like it. All right. Well, let's see if we can do this, and then we can always drop one into composure if we need to.
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law.
Yeah.
I mean, officers.
Oh, good lord, dude. Okay, let's see if we can get lucky on 2 rolls. Why is he shifting around like that? Analyze Gary's composure.
That shirt
Hey!
looks very uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip out from underneath.
Something worn underneath it?
Yes, like a piece of ceramic armor, for example. One that makes a clicking sound when the plates meet each other, resembling pearls or marbles, stolen from the corpse in the yard near where he lives.
Shocking. I'm shocked. This is my shocked face. And good call anything so's as well. I see you're a connoisseur of high-quality combat gear.
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you at once. I was...
You're not sorry yet, although if I have a chance to make you sorry, I certainly will. Yeah, Star Detective, anything so's. This guy is really not beating the Toby Determined accusations with his dejected voice here. Yeah, CryptoPerv removes his shirt, shocking no one. But I knew you'd figure it out, officer. It's very, very Toby Determined coded.
I was ashamed of what I did. And I didn't want you to know.
Yeah, all of your misbehavior is just because you were ashamed and were trying to keep it secret. You see gleaming white ceramic shine underneath. A thin layer of interlocking plates covers his gaunt torso.
We're not detecting falsehood, sire. He's gearing up to admit the truth.
I love the way that drama talks to us.
This shame is surprisingly sincere.
So, I am unlikely to ever find out because, unlikely to ever do, even out of curiosity, like a playthrough as a fascist. But my understanding is that playing as a fascist continually, gives you, choosing those choices continually depletes your morale as you choose them. Because this is sort of one of the ways that fascism works, right? Requires you to believe that the world is, a sort of corrupt and fallen place, and that you are unworthy, of better treatment within it. So I am not actually skeptical that the shame is sincere. I also think it's probably kind of convenient, though.
Gary, what's going on?
Well, Morel, turns out Gary's been a bad boy.
Later, Morale. I've got apologizing to do.
And maybe also paying a fine this time.
No, you've got explaining to do.
Oh, man. Hopefully we'll get to run down the list here, but I think we're going to start with Give Me That Armor Now.
He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of his sweat.
Gross, but then again I'm covered in bug pheromones, so... Sorry, fake bug pheromones.
But so light to hold, like a bag of cotton.
Why did you really put those clothes in the trash?
Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they'd scattered his clothes all over the yard. Everything was smelling.
He looks at his feet.
So I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner. They all say he wasn't from here. Only the cuirass was left, so I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys trouble, I wouldn't have... Fuck.
His lip starts quivering.
We're detecting sincere contrition here, sire. He's not trying to flatter anyone.
It's okay. It was a loose end, and you are tying it up now.
Lieutenant jots something down in his notebook.
I'm so fucking sorry I called you Yellow Man. Sealite officers commanded the suzerain's navy. Most of them sided with the king when...
He says silently. He shakes his head. Oh, man. Yeah, it's weird how racism conforms to convenience, isn't it?
They were thoroughly conservative men, he realizes suddenly. It's difficult to say what the lieutenant thinks of this historic apology. His face does not belie emotions.
I bet I can guess. Why did you lie to me, Gary?
Because I was weak. I should have told you the moment I saw you. But
He says, staring at nothing in particular.
The hell, Gary? You in trouble?
I'll explain later.
He doesn't muster up the strength to yell for once. Good lord. Do you know who killed the hanged man?
I always thought it was the Union. Some Union hardasses lynched him because of the strike. But almost everyone in town knows that. I wish I could tell you more.
He shakes his head.
This is all he knows.
All right. Are we done here, Gary?
Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again.
He looks around, relieved of some burden, his mouth still quivering. Thank you for your cooperation. Man, we have had some real clutch rolls so far today. And we've got the Fairweather T500 cuirass. This vitreous enamel cuirass fits snugly and redistributes kinetic energy across its countless white plates. Amazingly, it fits under your coat, and it also makes pretty porcelain sounds when shaken. +1 to pain threshold from thicker skin, +1 to volition from borrowed confidence, and -1 from empathy, mania of invulnerability. Nice. Well, before we should probably talk to Kim before we start putting on the dead guy's stuff. And, you know, we may not need it as much as some other stuff currently, but I feel like our empathy is probably can take the hit, I guess. Yeah. I think our empathy could take the hit. And we are up to 3 skill points, so I can probably mess with the thought cabinet a little bit too, without having to worry too much about anything. And hey, we cleared the who put the clothes in the trash task. So let's see, thought cabinet. I do feel like it's gonna help us more than the occasional 4 experience will to clear out the Mazovian socioeconomics. I mean, it costs the same as opening up a new one, but I think I get more from getting rid of this one than I do from opening up a new one for the same price. Really, to what part, Trask? My tactics here of forgetting Mazovian socioeconomics? It bumps us down in 2 things that come up pretty frequently. And I guess I don't know precisely how often it's given us +4 XP, but you know, the kinds of XP gain that we're getting, I don't know that it really rates very much. Non-trivial lag, you say? I mean, some lag is certainly to be expected, but let me check the little inspector here real quick. No, I don't think there's anything that I'll be able to do about lag. I just wasn't sure if I had seen your message when it first appeared, or if it had been there for a moment. Yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming from. The ancillary XP gain, like, isn't nothing. You know, we may have gotten, guess a maximum of 70 something XP from it, though. Maybe as much as a level, which isn't nothing, but it is, again, costing us essentially 2 skill points worth of stuff to keep in the thought cabinet. So, you know, kind of a minus 200 XP, penalty. Yeah, I don't know. I am loath to give up ancillary XP gain, but I'm also, I'm agonizing over it, and so I'm just gonna take the course of forgetting it, because I think that having the stats will probably be a little bit better than having the XP. Thought will be lost forever. Confirm, and now we can get some kind of superstar in its place, and still have 2 skill points left. Okay. No, yeah, no. In a lot of ways, Drask, I too have the thought cabinet maximalism bug. I just visual calculus and authority are particularly hard to deal with penalties from. You know, if it was like just electrochemistry, you know, even if it was -2 to electrochemistry. But yeah, I think I'm happy with my choice. Let's see. Bars cover these long, dusty windows. Let's see what we got with these folks.
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
A blond man stands next to his son, pointing to the weather-worn ruins. He sees you approaching and smiles.
You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Tran Heilostam. You must be Kim Kituragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
Tran Heidelstam. And try to not mispronounce his name.
Nice to meet you.
The lieutenant nods. Hold on. Hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Young carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
He says as if it's self-evident. Wait, what was that about Windows before?
Oh yes, so Mikhail. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
Oh. Yeah. Recherche et développement, I guess is what it says. So research and development, I think. You and Kim know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
He rests his hand on the boy's shoulder. The child stays hidden behind the hem of his father's coat, clutching his Vrim-themed coloring book.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into Worms lately.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
He points to the building again.
This man is your half-brother. You feel it. But why?
Look, esprit de corps, I assume you're being figurative because that doesn't seem especially likely to me. if you're being literal. I also only just noticed it, but I found it amusing. Draskarice, your name is appearing in OBS in exactly the same text color as the like psychological skills like esprit de corps and authority and volition in the game. So you, I guess, are an honorary psychological skill for this stream. Congratulations. Or I'm sorry. Whichever. We have established your voice in my head. That is correct. What's so fascinating about an old empty building? You're like someone who has money. Do you have any money? Or great. Thank you for all this interesting information. Let's start with the old building. What's so fascinating about an empty old building?
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building.
He raises his hand to shield... raises his hand to his eyes to shield himself from the pattering rain. All four of you turn to admire the mural before you.
What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
Ooh.
Hold on. What's R&D?
Cybernetics boom. This like cassette futurism, but like ruined is a real fun aesthetic. I like it. Wait, what's an R&D department?
Apologies, it's an acronym for research and development. They don't use it anymore.
He smiles brightly, laugh lines around his eyes.
You're probably more familiar with RTD, Research and Technological Development.
Mea culpa. You are not familiar with that one either. This man is a bookhead.
It's very funny for encyclopedia to say someone is a bookhead. Just, given the art. All right. Look at the building looming over you.
It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
I only just realized I don't think my little PNG tube guy is reacting to my voice. Don't know how I missed that. Let me see if I can get him to work. Apologies for the interface stuff interrupting the illusion that this is really me on your screen. But see if I can... Oh, I'm going to have to restart him. Dang. Yeah, he's totally unbothered. And I didn't even realize that he wasn't doing how he usually do. All right, now. Yeah, there he goes. Sorry, that's like almost 2 hours of just bobbing placidly in the corner there. I guess we can rule that all of the drugs that I haven't been letting Harry do, my little PNG tube guy got to. Yeah, bouncing around, energetic. Apologies, particularly if anybody ends up watching the VOD here and wondering, why I'm so staid in the corner there. Guess now he's moving more than I am in real life because I'm sitting down to play this. Back to the Feld Electrical R&D conversation with our interlocutor here, Trant Hellestam. I don't think I've ever heard of this Feld Electrical.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains.
He adjusts his suit jacket.
They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve. Or should I say, they were developing an ace up their sleeve? I'm mixing my metaphors here.
He gestures toward the building. What was that ace?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
He pauses for effect. A tape computer?
An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution. Revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer, which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rein, ICN, and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
He grins, admiring the sentence he just produced.
He assumes something like a combat stance, facing the wind.
What happened?
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
The boy wipes his nose on his sleeve. Hi, Mikhail.
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes. Possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins.
He nods, he pauses, pointing to the other building, then continues.
All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
You're saying that Felt Electrical built this boardwalk?
Yes,
Look under
they
your
even
feet.
built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
A pleasure wheel?
The lieutenant looks wistfully at the horizon as if picturing gondolas rising to the sky.
Perhaps reminded of a childhood memory. It's clear he would prefer there were a big wheel lighting up the coast.
Me too, Empathy, and also Kim.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
What happened to the engineers, the company people?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
He smiles again as if he's somehow personally responsible for this bleak turn of events.
Wait, is he saying that we should just bypass the excesses of the revolution?
That is what he is saying. Tape computers. Right.
Tape computers.
He nods when tussling his suit jacket. What did the revolutionaries do with those advanced tape computers?
They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Décret de Mars.
He says, while his son looks up, idly chewing on the corner of his Vim-seamed coloring book. What was that?
What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02. It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bon Baiser dans le Lind. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree. I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
He looks at his son, who starts giggling, his face hidden behind the book. Can't really blame Mikhail for that. How did those tape computers work? Did they work like radio computers?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
He raises his finger, remembering something.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Womty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort, Oranje. It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Juice joined the team, trying to...
Good lord.
Wait, did he just say Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center?
Apologies. Something outside has gotten my dog's attention, riled up. That is okay. And yes, he did apparently just say Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center, which is silly, but...
He did it. He said Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center, like it's the most natural thing in the world. What the hell is a Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Juiced?
Okay, the Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center. Paul Ockerman, Keith and Guy Just, what are you talking about?
The Womty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Art. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to...
There it is again, those words. So we can... You're making this up. Turn to the lieutenant. Kim, is he making this up? Or... Come on, there is no place called the Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center for Arts. I want to involve Kim in this. You're making this up. Kim, is he making this up?
In fact, I'm not. The Womty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center.
It does, Drask, take work to make something sound that stupid. And hey, we got a new thought out of it.
But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
I love that they let me spend this entire conversation up to this point imagining like real world mid 20th century computers that often ran on tape cassettes, when in fact you, at least according to his information, were doing something a lot closer to like sorcery.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
So we could nod, cool, or the RCM should get some of those. I'm going to do this one because I think it'll bother Kim. The RCM should get some of those.
Even one would be very useful. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to the precious device. But so they did. The Feld playback experiment vanished into the fires of '07.
Wait, the Feld playback experiment?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the Feld playback experience, but those are incorrect.
Okay. Why did the revolutionaries destroy it?
Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building.
He takes a step back. The boardwalk creaks mournfully in the wind. I wanted to ask something else.
But of course, what else?
He smiles and ruffles the kid's head. Alright, do we ask him about money? I feel like he'll probably be pretty blasé about it, but I mean, we're not that hard up. Great, thank you for all that interesting information.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
Pick your brain. If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever.
Whatever, indeed. Okay, let's see. We have only 49 minutes left on our some kind of superstar here. The Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center gives us a temporary research bonus of -1 suggestion, but only for 42 minutes. It's Wednesday evening, and something heinously exciting is underway. People have gathered beneath the billowing roof of an oddly shaped trophy building, sipping wine and exchanging opinions. 29-year-old Wunder twins, Guy and Keith Just, are the stars of the show with their bomber jackets and white sneakers, head curators of this art exhibition. It's the Wumpty Dumpty Dommiest event of the year, and all the cool kids have RSVP'd. Where are you if you are not there? Well, let's unlock another thought cabinet and immediately start internalizing this bad boy. Remind me to give you a collection of essays on modern architecture, Mikhail. I feel sorry for Mikhail. Trond seems like a stand-up guy, but maybe not the world's best dad. Another power box. It charges nothing now. It's empty. The fence blocks the path. No way on from here. I guess we didn't actually look directly at the mural, did we? Let's try that.
You see, a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D.
All right. Well, that was not overly, ooh, hello, additive, but we only know because we looked. Okay, so these are locked, it seems. Unfortunate, but unsurprising. Oop.
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
Try to see inside.
Dripping water falls from a high place. All you can see is the shadow of a collapsing staircase. There's rust and corrosion on the bars. They're foaming with it. And a small layer of white salt from the sea.
Lieutenant, can you make out what's inside?
No. I won't even try. You know,
He takes his glasses off.
I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
Aw, Kim.
This partner of his, Eyes, things didn't end well. It saddens him to say his name. Don't even ask. He wouldn't answer. Maybe some other small talk.
Can you still shoot, though?
Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I pass my shooting courses 7 out of 10.
Nice. Kim is very impressive. I am impressed by Kim. Ooh, staircase inside. I think we're going to be able to get into that building eventually, I hope. Man, there's a lot to do out here. I am so happy we finally made it over here. Buzz, hum, the electricity flows through the wires of the audible power. Orbs, 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 orbs. A coin-operated weighing machine. Hasn't been used for a decade. Vagrants have recently painted the tarp red. Water drips from it. Morbin time. Thank you, Anything So's. Where would I be without your moderating? Makeshift roof. Vagrants have tried to make the boardwalk habitable. The tarp will keep out neither rain, nor snow, nor wind. Money. Nice. Up above 15. So exciting. A big wine canister. It's open and empty. Moonshine probably. Smells like tasty fermentation. Let me double check our kit here. Okay, yeah, I think we're about where we want to be. I'd meant to talk to Kim and see if he had anything to say about the armor before I try it on.
Yes?
We would need to put a point in logic for that, and he doesn't seem to have anything to say. So, okay, it goes on his shirt here. Also, look at it. Look at it. And we didn't even wash it off first. I mean, we haven't been washing any of our clothes first, but...
The white ceramic cuirass hugs your torso, shielding your vitals without adding much bulk to your form.
So I will be responsible with this. This is just to protect me from harm, not to show off, or decked out in future armor, like a cop ought to be. Let us attempt restraint. I don't know how well it's going to go. I will be responsible with this. This is just to protect me from harm, not to show off.
The hardened vitreous enamel, at once sleek and light, adds a glow to your cheeks and a spring to your step. Just imagine what a full suit of this stuff could do for you. You really do feel more confident. Invulnerability does that. Even partial invulnerability.
So let's see. 1 down, 2 pieces to go. Here I come. Or, yeah, I want the full suit. Or, this gear could line my pockets with cash. I could probably sell it to some other cops. Or, this is the long sought after enemy technology. I can't just enjoy it. I must study it. Ooh. Okay. So 1 and 2, I would go with 1, I think, but they both kind of seem to head in the same direction. 4 is pretty tempting. The idea of being like a really terrible, independent, mad engineer, I guess, appeals to me. Yeah, I'm going to go 4. This is the long sought after enemy technology. I can't just enjoy it. I must study it.
Remember, this is a highly specialized kinetic redistributor meant to stop bullets. Wear it. Observe its properties. See if there's a weakness in the design. For the day you have to fight someone covered in the same material.
Oh, I am having fun. Okay, so this takes a longer amount of time. It really hurts to punch this armor. A sword wouldn't leave even a scratch. A bullet would bounce right off. Still, there must be some flaw in it that would allow you to stand your ground against this dangerous enemy technology. You just have to figure out what it is. Possibly by beating yourself while wearing it? Shooting yourself? Let's see. Okay, well, if we get another skill point before some kind of superstar is done, then, I mean, or Wompty Dumpty Dum Center, I suppose, it could be done around the same time. Well, it doesn't actually unlock a new one. No, I'm going to hold on to my spare point, since forgot for a minute how the thought cabinet worked, sorry. But yeah, I'm going to, once I get up to 2 points, I will put that thought in.
The smell. It's awful and familiar.
Hold on, that is awful. Cover your nose.
It doesn't help. You can still smell it.
What is it?
Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency. That faintly cloying sweetness. Only death smells like that. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear.
Kim, what's that smell?
The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose.
Eyes up, detective. Something's not right here.
Okay. Little quick save just in case. Careful there. These floorboards look rotten and weak.
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
All right. I feel like we are deliberately missing the point at this point. But while we're here, let's examine the tear.
2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find.
That's 30 centimes right there.
A tragedy.
The lieutenant looks in the can, eyes watering from the smell.
He shakes his head with genuine sadness.
Examine the cigarette package.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra.
Examine the kebab wrapper.
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads Shish Kebab Revachol. It's no older than a day or 2. No mold yet.
Okay. And what I assume to be a corpse.
A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper. Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk, starting with the right leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet.
Hold on.
Lieutenant squats next to the corpse and examines his face. 2 bulging eyes stare back at him, void of any signs of life.
Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is, he's been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
He stands up and shivers as a gust of wind blows through his bomber jacket.
Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself. Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe.
Let's start with the surroundings.
There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist.
Okay, let's start with the floorboards. Step on the floorboards.
They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was the cause of the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile. He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole, and you would have never found him.
Let's examine his head.
A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you?
No, just this one at the back of his head. Or it's hard to say. I mean, I don't see any other major wounds, I suppose. No, just this one to the back of his head.
Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
Examine the bottle.
A .75-liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside.
Tear all around us.
He looks at 2 other bottles near the coin-operated viewer, then at your yellow plastic bag.
I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper.
Mm-hmm.
True. It feels disrespectful.
Examine the chewing gum wrapper.
Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall.
Let's look in.
The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too?
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is, I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always the same.
In a ditch off a road below the 881, he thinks. A young father. Then he shakes his head to make the memory stop. The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
Let's study the man himself.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole.
Examine his face.
His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his mustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age, approximately 50 to 60 years. He was confused when he died. Confused and alone, most likely. Overcome with the awful surprise of it all.
Damn. Study the man's clothes.
He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest. The leather jacket suits him well. It must be custom-made.
Ooh. Search his pockets.
You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into 2. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
All right. Weird audio glitch aside, make sure that I get a save after this, just in case we have technical problems and maybe not go much past 3 hours on this. That's made me a little worried for my computer, I suppose. All right. Sunflower seeds, library card.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
Who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here.
He looks south, the way you came.
But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
This is an omen, a sign from above. Don't start drinking again.
Huh. Yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking, Inland Empire. So, he looks just like me. I could have ended up just like him, dead on some empty boardwalk with a bottle next to my corpse, or looks like just another old drunkard to me, or I think labeling him as an alcoholic is a bit premature. We don't know anything yet. I mean, Inland Empire is kind of steering me towards this one. It's not very investigative, I suppose, but, contributes to our arc, I guess. He looks just like me. Could have ended up just like him, dead on some empty boardwalk with a bottle next to my corpse.
Well, at least you're not married.
Lieutenant points at the ring on the man's left hand, the flesh around it swollen and gray. Also, thanks, Kim. Thanks for that. The audio glitches here are worrying me. I'm going to try to finish this interaction, and then I may have to go ahead and finish up a little bit prematurely for the evening so that I can restart and diagnosticize my computer before anything goes really wrong. Yeah, Drask, sometimes Kim is not extra specially solicitous in ways that feel intentional. The cicadas are buzzing too hard on the wires. They do be screaming outside. I'm hoping they are not coming through my, relatively close range mic, but there be some cicadas.
Or what if you are?
But let's try to not run ahead. For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified middle-aged man found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
What do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
So let's see. Do you think he was a drunk? Point at the bottle.
Oh yes.
What about alcohol poisoning and liver failure?
Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior. But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure.
Why not? What about the kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the box.
Alright, while I'm being completionist here, could it be related to the lynching?
No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now, let's treat this case as a simple, albeit sad, accident, unrelated to the murder case.
Someone should be held responsible for this broken boardwalk. It's dangerous.
They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk. Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hands clean.
Yeah. Right. Conclude.
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure, although there's still a question of identifying the body.
What should we do with him?
From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
Oh, we get a choice. Hold on, what about field autopsy?
A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me. I'd say we should just write down head trauma in the autopsy report and leave it at that. It would save us at least 2 hours of unnecessary work.
Alright, Kim, I'm about to get you back for that buried comment. Yes, but isn't that kind of sloppy?
Maybe, but we don't really have much time or resources to spare. The guys at processing will take care of the rest.
I mean, we found him. We should finish this. Let's take the case.
Alright, we should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call the station from my kinema. Let them know we are taking the case.
Alright. Let's go ahead and get this orb. Coin-operated viewer has been out of order for years. And we've got the library card. A library card found in the pocket of a dead man on the Martinez boardwalk. It's still slightly damp to the touch. The cover bears the stamp of the Jamrock Public Library. So we will be taking this case and investigating that library card and all. But for the moment, somewhat unfortunately, I think I have to call the stream for the evening to attempt to make sure that my computer is okay. I do appreciate everybody who came by, for coming by and hanging out. And I was probably going to go for another hour and a half, but the hanging and skipping of the sound has really quite spooked me. And I would like to try and get a little bit of a handle on it if I can. So thank you for showing up. Hopefully next time will go a little bit better technology-wise, and hopefully it won't be too long between now and next time. Come hang out again, and we'll get a little further. I'm enjoying covering new ground here and taking on new cases and finding loose change on the ground. So I'll play us out with a little bit of soundtrack, and then we'll cut the stream off. So thanks again for showing up. See you next time.